John, have you seen a game-changing play like the technical or on Carl?
Well, that and the fact that I refused to call a timeout. My staff called timeout. No timeouts this time. They're going to learn their lesson on this. We're not losing in March because of a play like that for no reason. You're out of your mind. Figure it out. Thank goodness I didn't, because we needed those timeouts down the stretch. But the other thing I'm proud of Carl is he came back and he grew up. Big rebound, big steal, big basket, won the game. But now I doubt ever in his life will he chin up on a basket ever again. But that's why I looked like an idiot on the sideline and why I refused to call a timeout and make these guys do it. I even said, I hope we lose. Watch this. And it was basket, basket, basket. He's stuck in his chair like, oh.
So that's what you were screaming at him? I hope you lose. I hope you lose.
Not you. I'm part of this too. I hope we lose. You'll learn. You'll never do. You watch this. You don't do stuff like that in a 10-point game. You finish people off. But you know what? He's the greatest kid. And it was a lesson. I'm not mad at him. I love him. He's like a son. But he's done too much of that. Like a hero's pass for no reason. You know? But again, you know, how about Andrew Harris? I love what he did late. I went at his brother because I've seen his brother make many shots. His brother missed a shot and he's looking at me. Are you not watching the game? Go at me. And then I went at him, and he's the one that threw the pass into Carl, and Carl scores, and you know, so it was good.
Cal, by the last minute or so, did you kind of?
Yeah, I never want to lose, but I'm saying to them, I want them to know I'm not worried about losing. It's not going to change me, us, this, nothing. I'm not worried about it. This is about us getting better. We played a team, LSU, you got to give them credit now. I mean, the way they played, the way they fought, they never stopped. They were playing 6 guys, and I did not think they could stay up with us for 40 minutes. I thought about the 7-minute mark. When did he get that chin-up tendon? So it inspired them and killed us. But I thought about that time we'd get them because they were playing 6 guys. But you know what? They never went away. They never stopped. Having Trey back gives us a little deeper rotation. We get back to playing the way we need to play. But, you know, we got lessons here. We're the 5th youngest team in the country. It's not like they know they've been through this.
The 7th you run and finish the game, what were you doing well again?
We stopped them 5 straight times. That's what we did. And then we rebounded. We didn't rebound. I mean, literally, Trey didn't get it, Carl didn't get it, Willie didn't get it, Willie and won. I mean, what? What happened? There was a guy in between me. Okay, you're out. You know, I mean, you got to get those. Late in the game, we got every one of the free rebounds, and we stopped them 5 straight times. We're a defensive team. That's what we are.
Coach, you faced early run from LSU and Devin get you 7 out of 9. What do you think about the way Devin helped out?
Who's that?
Devin.
Devin played well. I mean, Andrew and Devin and those guys kept us in the game. How were we up at halftime? And then you saw the game going the way we wanted. And then grab the rim. I mean, what did you just do? Are you out? Again, what's the big deal? What? And that's why a young player, you know, and I know how good he is. I mean, this kid is really, really good. I mean, there may be other big guys that are really good. I like my big guy.
Do you think he was inspired by Willie's dunks to try to...
No, that's the stuff he does right now.
When they went to the monitor, did you come out of that and draw up that lob? That's going to be the turning point for you guys.
Absolutely.
Now, Andrew went through similar, wasn't like Carl, but earlier in the game we told him, you walk it up the floor, I'm taking you out.
Right.
He responded as well.
Yeah, I just said, you're not playing that way. I refuse to let you look that way. You will attack or you're coming out. And then you watched him, and he was as good as any guard in the country. The way he played today, the way he attacked. He didn't play that way, but I'm going to say this. It's really hard. Because you got to go, and you got to be on top, and you got to be alert, and you got to be in shape, and you got to... I'd rather do that for a couple of minutes and then kind of jog. I mean, he was great.
Coach, your players were saying nights and atmospheres like this are nothing new wherever they go. blackout, whiteout, T-shirts, all that. I mean, but what was your take on the crowd in there?
Oh, it was great. It was great. And the bus driver told me we could get here in 10 minutes. So he works at LSU. It took us 40 minutes to get here. We almost couldn't warm up. I said, you said 10 minutes. Yeah, I was just kidding. He's an assistant AD at LSU. Got us here right before game time.
Look at you thinking, is that indicative of more assertive as far as it's
That's who he is. Be who you are. Go play, man. You know, get off the floor, block shots. Do what you do. I'm trying to tell all these kids, there's nothing holding you back. I don't hold you back. You could say that, or come out when I make a mistake, and you all look and say, no, you don't. No, that's not true. Well, I've always said that since high school. You can't say that anymore. I want you to perform and play. We'll take the results. Let's see how good we can be. We weren't as good defensively today, but then again, they were pretty good.
I know there's things to be critical about, but I mean, how impressed are you that each time they're in a close game situation, they keep finding ways to pull it out?
It's important. It's important because, again, the other side of it, what I've always tried to do with my teams, and I think it's really important that you get a 10-game win streak at some point in your year. You got to get 10 in a row. Do you know why I think that?
so that everyone else is trying to end it?
Because at the end of the year, you got to get 6, and you got to know you can get 10. So my teams, I'm always trying to drive us to go on win streaks. 10 is a good number. 24 is better, but 10 is a good number. And so, you know, this team right now is learning from some close wins. Will we get dinged? Maybe. Whatever happens, we'll deal with it. We'll use it to benefit us. This thing, Carl almost learned a mean, nasty message and lesson, and our fans were, I said, you're going to have to deal with it. And he came back, and I'll tell you, it showed who he is. He is really a good player, like really good.
What was the most creative thing you told him tonight after the round?
I told him, I hope we lose.
John Welly said he was unaware that LSU went on a 16-0 run, that just concentrating on how you guys play and ignoring the other team. How does that jive with time and score considerations and that sort of thing?
We've struggled with that this year. I don't want him to look at the scoreboard, to be honest with you. It's my job to call timeouts and stop. You just play. And a lot of times, I don't want to look at the scoreboard. I knew what was going on there. I told him, I'm not calling a timeout. Nope. We've got a lesson to learn here. And then they can start coaching each other. You know, that's what ended up happening. But again, he went back in. He didn't. Now, the first one he short-armed, if you remember. He short-armed the first one. I thought, uh-oh. And he came back and he played.
John, it's your birthday. You're 56. Aren't you getting a little old to make those?
Just turned 50, and it's.
Aren't you getting a little old to make some of those moves you were making on the side?
No, I've been working out, trying to lose some weight.
What do you think of 40 points in the paint? That's pretty unusual against your guys. Surprised by that?
Yeah, offensive rebounds, beat us to balls. But the last 3 games, people have scored on us. We got work to do. I mean, we really do. But that's, that's why we do this.
What did it mean for you to have Anthony here?
That was great. That was great. He was funny. He talked to Carl after. He took him aside by himself to talk to him. But I told him he couldn't even have played on this team.
Now, what about you and Les Miles afterwards?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I've always been a huge fan of his. Not afraid to do things, try things. Loves all that goes along with his position. Disciplined guy. He knows, because I grabbed him a few different times when he's made some statements and done some things. I went up to him and he says, "You saw that?" Yeah. So I'll grab him at league meetings. He's an outstanding coach and a great guy. Just salt of the earth, that guy.
What do you think of Lyles?
Better. For the first time out, I was stunned. He got tired, and they went at him. What they did is, how they got their lead is, out of bounds plays and all pin downs, they just went right at him. So I had to get him out of the game, but that's fine.
What do you think of
Last question.
Martin and Mickey?
They're really good. Martin was unbelievable. He had 19 at one point. I don't know what he ended up with, but he was killing us.
Thanks, guys.